Vicky, thank you so much for joining us on I'll Be There, and been really looking forward just to having you part of it. Now I'm in safe hands and safe company. But for those who don't know, please let everyone know who you are and what you're about.
Thanks for having me. So excited to be here and see your beautiful studio and be a part of this. So thank you. Thank you for asking me, Josh. Well, I suppose just in a nutshell, I'm just a cheeky Aussie rat bag who loves a bit of banter. And I love people, and I'm so passionate about my job as a celebrant. I just feel very comfortable in a social setting and very comfortable around people, and I suppose that in turn makes other people feel comfortable. So this was just sort of a natural thing to be a part of, this sort of wedding industry / celebrant space. So yeah, for me, I've done lots of different roles over the years. So yeah, this feels like it's exactly where I'm meant to be.
Tell us more about those roles. Tell us about the journey to this point.
So I suppose right from the beginning, my trade is an interior designer, so I've always really been attracted to that real creative sort of space,
Sure.
And aesthetics and all that sort of thing. So I started there, and then basically hospo, customer service related roles for many years. And then ended up on a luxury yacht in the Whitsundays, working there as a hostess deckhand. So just in my happy place there. But really all of them have it feels like it's just all been training to be where I am right now.
Yeah.
Just all those beautiful skills that I've picked up along the way, and all the stories that come with it.
Yeah, wow.
Some that I might not share with you today.
Tell us more about what you do now then. Tell us about some of the offerings that you have as a celebrant, as someone who has such a huge responsibility for the day.
Yeah, 100%. And you'd feel it too, like that. Absolutely. That's no do-overs, isn't it? So you mess something up, it's huge. It's for the rest of their life. They have that memory or that flaw in their day. So I suppose, it is something that I'm very passionate about. Remaining professional, but bringing a really nice personality, a real warm, comfortable space for my couples so that we can create something really cool together. But yeah, I suppose as a celebrant, I like to get to know my couples really well, so that we can enjoy a really nice journey together. And then on the day, it feels like I'm one of their mates versus a hired pro.
Sure.
Yeah.
Tell us about that journey that they go on. So if they're inquiring with you or thinking about inquiring with you, what is the process involved that goes with it?
Yeah, so basically, they find me. I don't know how people find me, honestly. No. Thankfully, there's people in the industry like yourself and all these gorgeous suppliers that I work with who love the South Australian community of industry suppliers we've got. But yeah, I get gorgeous recommendations, Google, obviously, Abia, all the different platforms that people will find me on.
Yeah.
And then basically, the initial inquiry comes through, and then it's just sending them packages, have a nice old chat to them if that's something that they're interested in, if they respond to that. I'm in a really nice space at the moment where couples are finding me that, they're my people.
Sure.
Great.
Great.
I've really sort of honed in on the people that, understand what's important and what I'm all about and are after that. Obviously, that's the best space to be in. That's sort of where everyone relates to what you're saying and really enjoys it, and you're engaging everyone. Same banter, same sense of humour, all that sort of stuff. So then we have a good conversation. They make sure that I'm someone they feel comfortable with.
Yeah.
That's huge,
It
as you
is,
know.
yeah.
They need to feel really comfortable with me. I'm up in their grill, microphone in their face, in some really intense moments in their life. So I really want to make sure that they feel ultimately really comfortable with me.
Sure.
So from that meeting, they go, yep, cool, we'd love you to hitch us, Vic. Let's do this.
Great.
And then basically about 4 months out, we catch up again. I get to know some more stories,
Sure.
some really golden stuff. A bit of a questionnaire comes through from them in the meantime. And really, we just go through all the nitty-gritty details at that meeting just to make sure that I've got everything I need to build an incredible ceremony just for them.
Yeah.
So none of my ceremonies, there's nothing cookie cutter, there's nothing same.
Yeah.
They're all unique. They're all absolutely just about the two people in front of me.
Sure.
And basically I write it for them. They check it all over. They're privy to exactly what I'm going to say. Like there's no... Obviously, there's a little bit of banter that comes out in the day. That's what it's all about. We don't want perfection. Perfection's boring. But we also want, professionalism and a really nice ceremony that's exactly what they're after. We bounce a few drafts backwards and forwards and we end on something ideally, they're stoked with.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
Do you think that's what sets you apart then from maybe some of the other offerings or celebrants out there, that you're just looking to really set them up with something unique each time, or what is it that we get from Vicky that we might not from another celebrant?
I suppose, well, with all celebrants, we all sit in different spaces as far as like what people are after and the money they might want to spend on a celebrant.
Sure.
And I think what you are, I've really sort of tried to hone in on that over the years. And I think what you're actually paying for with any celebrant is experience and personality. So if you, I've been doing this since 2011, very comfortable up there. I know exactly what I'm doing. There's not a lot of surprises that come with what I'm doing now, which is good. It means I can preempt everything and take the stress off. I know the other suppliers, I know the coordinators, I know the timeline, I understand the issues before they can even arise.
Yeah.
So I suppose that sets me apart.
Right.
But also, I suppose just that Vic factor, that warm, friendly, bubbly, energetic kind of personality and that engagement level, which you only really do get with experience as well.
Yeah.
I can obviously have the best personality in the world, but learning that engagement, those engagement techniques and sort of making sure that everyone feels valued and connected on the day, that is genuinely a skill. Yeah.
I know from experience, first-hand experience of what it's like to be at a wedding that you are the celebrant at, and I've been fortunate to be at a few. And certainly I can see from the families, from the gathering there, that they're attentive and that they're listening and that they are engaged with you. And that's quite a skill to have so many people that are really infused with what you're sharing. And but also the other elements that maybe people don't think about in terms of like the equipment that you use and your audio and your sound and the levels and all of that is part of the experience that Vicky offers, which makes it a lot easier for people to engage with. And so it is obviously a real treat, and a delight to be a part of a ceremony that you are officiating. What are some of the most memorable kind of moments or hero moments along the way? 2011 you started, you journeyed through to now. Anything that stands out for you?
Well, actually, one of the biggest moments is actually my very first ceremony. And I think, to wind it right back to origin, that was, I remember it so vividly and I reflect on that moment in time often. So that is a bit of a hero, very memorable moment, mainly because I was absolutely shitting myself, as you can appreciate. Standing up in those, as you mentioned before, no do-overs. Like it's, there's a lot of intensity in that moment. Fortunately, my beautiful couple, they put their trust in me and they're like, we know you're going to do a great job. We've met you before. You're awesome. We love your personality.
Yeah.
Just bring that. And that's what I did.
Great.
And it worked.
Yeah.
I think that in itself, and then to have that response from friends and family watching on that really, really enjoyed it, and that engagement level was high even for that first one. It kind of took me aback,
Sure.
And then I actually had a beautiful wedding professional there in attendance, just happened to be a family friend, Cindy from catering, so Cindy's Catering in Woodburn. And she just responded beautifully, having seen so many ceremonies over the years. She was like, oh my God, this is amazing. You're so good here. And I suppose from that moment, was just like this massive aha moment. Having done so many different things and travelled and lived all over Australia, and not really found where I was meant to be.
Yeah.
I always felt like a bit of a square peg in a round hole. And then this was just like, boom.
Wow.
Like I'm here, you know? And so that was really, very memorable. And then obviously sort of went on from there, and have had so many incredible moments with my couples and other vendors. We have lots of fun. But yeah, I think that recognition too over the years of being good at, I suppose, at what I do is a really nice space, whether it be awards or just that feedback from other professionals and my couples and their families, like to get that feedback at the end of the ceremony of, oh, how do you know them? Are you one of their mates? Like that's the best compliment you can get in the world. I suppose just, I don't know, just that beautiful response of, oh gosh, that was the most enjoyable ceremony I've ever been at. You know, like I didn't feel like I was just waiting for happy hour.
Yeah,
like,
it's not felt like a formality that has to happen. It's felt like something that's enjoyable that has happened. Tell us more about Vicky, hobbies and interests. What do you like doing? What do you like seeing? What else is going on in your life?
What else is going on? So oddly enough, I love wakeboarding.
Wow.
Yeah, so I've been doing that for years. I've been a river rat since I can even remember.
Wow.
And so, kneeboarding, wakeboarding, I love the water. I love being on the water. And that's the reason I ended up in the Whitsundays and I ended up on the yacht and all that sort of stuff over the years. I love the water. But especially the Murray is absolutely my happy place.
Yeah, wow.
So we've got a wake boat and I've got 2 teenage boys who just absolutely love it as well. So that's a big part of my world.
Yeah.
I've always been really passionate, oddly, about the local music scene in South Australia, and for years I sort of did PR for local bands and things like that as well.
Cool.
So I love that space. I suppose, in that performance space once again. Creative, I suppose that's a massive part of who I am. So at the moment I'm doing some jewellery making and art and writing and all that sort of thing, whether it be creative writing so I'm always keeping my hand in and really just trying to stay up with those writing skills.
Sure.
But also, writing ceremonies, obviously, for my couples. That's always a really enjoyable part of my job. But just creating.
Yeah.
Like I can be as rowdy as the next celebrant, but I also really love being in that, a revel in that nice, quiet, creative space as well.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
Back to the couples for a moment then. What emotions do you want to leave them with? What do you want them to feel during that time, during the ceremony?
I think the main thing is comfort as much as possible. You know, like I think, I can razz them up. We can have some good energy. But I just want them to feel a sense of ease and calm. So that's a big part of it. Because as you know yourself, they're just bustling. The whole day is just this, and you have to be a part of this timeline you've created for yourself.
Yeah.
And then when we get into that ceremonial space, just sort of want to bring that into, like, get them present, get them really connected with what they're doing, but in a relaxed manner.
Sure.
You know, I don't want to be like, oh, and just let's be present. Are you here with us? You know, let's be mindful of the space we're in right now. That's not what I'm about. It's just, just bringing that calm, bringing that professionalism so they can be present and calm. Yeah.
Is there anything that you want to see for the industry? It's not a regulated industry. It's an industry that's so delicate to be a part of, isn't it? But is there anything that you personally or in your space would like to see introduced or see do differently?
I think actually we've come a long way in not only the South Australian industry, but as a whole, as a wedding industry, but also as a group of celebrants. I think we've come so far. When I started this, it was a totally different space. And as you be seeing yourself, like now there's so modern celebrants are the norm
Yeah.
now, whereas that wasn't the case when I started. I was definitely not what they thought they could have even.
Yeah.
To see that become this beautiful community over competition, gorgeous space of energetic, vibrant humans as a group of celebrants is incredible. So I really just want to see that, I suppose, continue and everyone continue to support each other and that strength of that community. I think that's a beautiful thing that we have in South Australia.
26, 27, have you thought that far ahead? Some people love to plan, some people
Am I meant to think that far ahead?
don't plan. Is there anything
other than bookings?
Is there anything coming up later this year or next for you that's exciting that you're looking forward to?
Yeah, I think that ongoing witnessing of what's happening in the industry, and just sort of that leveling up, consistent leveling up. I think I'm excited to keep doing that.
Sure.
But there's nothing sort of there's a couple of little projects that I'm playing with and I'm thinking about, but nothing I sort of want to spruik at this point.
And what about for the couples that are listening that may be interested? They might not have got a celebrant, it's an opportunity to share maybe something that they should be looking out for when thinking about a celebrant.
Yeah. You mentioned my equipment earlier. I think that is a massive thing that I see often is celebrants not necessarily having the equipment but understanding the equipment.
Yeah.
So that's something I've worked really hard on with other amazing suppliers, videographers and photographers, so that I can understand, or MCs, DJs, so that I can understand exactly what I'm working with, so that I can get the best out of my own system, running the Bose S1 at the moment. So
you'd say for them to look out for, or maybe ask the question for their celebrants, what equipment are you using and how that process works? What else would you say for them to think about or look out for?
I think, if you're booking your celebrant, not that I want to talk about price because I feel like it's a little bit of a dirty word, but, it's because you're booking the person.
Yeah.
But if you're booking your celebrant based on price, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah. Sure.
At the end of the day, because like any of us professionals, I think you really do need to connect. That comfort level needs to be there.
Yeah.
It's especially important for your celebrant photographer, videographer, venue, and your, say, makeup artist, hair team.
Yeah.
You're spending so much time with those people, and on the day, you've got that concentrated time with me in those really intense, nerve-wracking moments, highly emotional moments. You don't want to be freezing at the start of the aisle, before you're about to walk in and make your entrance, and you just I've had some of my beautiful humans just freeze on the spot.
Sure.
If you've got someone that's coming into that space that you don't feel comfortable with and actually enjoy their company and their presence, that's not going to work, So I think finding someone that, you genuinely connect with, that's your, you would have as a bit of a mate.
Yeah, for sure.
That's key. Yeah, finalising those nitty-gritty details so that on the day you're not stressed about that thing that I've already thought about, or we've talked about at rehearsal.
It can definitely make a big difference, and we know from couples that we chat with as well that they might have altered something because they've had that opportunity to do a rehearsal, where the sun's hitting them, let's say, or how they're positioned, or they've changed the layout or the of the setup. So it's an amazing opportunity that you can give them to provide that as well.
Absolutely, and they've never done it before. Well, majority anyway.
Sure.
Well, not this way, So I think, just talking it through and it does. It layers that comfortability as well with them, that they just, feel like you're kind of part of the crew. Well, I mean, we're the strangers on the day, aren't we? Everybody else knows each other.
Yeah.
And I just want them to sort of, feel like we're just part of the whole event. It's quite organic and seamless versus a bit jolty and stressful.
Yeah. Fantastic. Well, listen, Vicky, I can testify certainly to the experience that you outlay in one of your ceremonies, and it's quite a gift that you have. And I really think that you do set yourself apart in how you deliver your craft, your trade, as we say. And I'm really excited to see you out there again in the field. Thank you so much for coming down.
Oh, thank you. Thank you once again for having me. Honestly, this has been a real treat, as is working with you at weddings as well. You know, the support that I receive from you and your team is always exemplary. And yeah, it's a pleasure to be here, and it's a pleasure to work with you always. So thanks, Josh.
Charlotte, thank you so much for joining us. I'm really excited by you being here, because you are unique in your own right, and you position yourself within the industry in a very unique space. So tell us who you are, tell us what you do.
So I'm Charlotte. I'm a live guest illustrator. So I attend weddings and paint the wedding guests so that they get a little wedding favour like these to take home with them to remember the day by.
Awesome, fantastic. And tell us a little bit more about Charlotte. Tell us how you've come to be in this space.
So I've always been creative. I've always been an artist. I used to paint people and their families and pets as commissions, but only recently took it from out of the studio live so people can enjoy it at weddings.
Yeah, wow, incredible. And how long have you been offering this kind of service, this concept?
About just over 18 months now, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
And do you feel like you've had some success in that short period?
Yeah, it's gotten quite busy and popular in a very short amount of time.
Okay, and I think I know the answer to this next question, but tell us about what's coming up then, to just show how much progress and how much kind of success you've had. Tell us about the next couple of months.
So next week I'm heading to Europe. I'm illustrating for 6 weddings over there, which is really exciting. Wow. So that's a big milestone in business journey.
Yeah, incredible. That's really exciting. And to escape the elements in Adelaide at that stage is really cool. Yeah. You're obviously unique in terms of what you offer, but how do you kind of set yourself apart from maybe those other vendors in a similar space, perhaps maybe some of the illustrators or some of the miscellaneous categories? What would you say is like a unique selling point for you?
In terms of live illustrators, everyone is different, so they all have their own individual styles. So I think my style is what makes me different. And in terms of wedding vendors, I think I'm just easygoing and friendly. I'm not serious. So I'm just easygoing on the day and good to communicate with and make it some fun.
Charlotte, tell us a little bit more about the product itself in terms of what you offer and the offerings around, say, packages or something like that.
Yeah, so I know how many guests that I can paint per hour. It's about 20 guests.
Yep.
So I base my packages around the number of hours I need to cover a set amount of guests, and couples usually just book what is most suited to their event or wedding. Yeah,
wow. And does it come in kind of different formats? Is it on a card? I mean, I'm looking at them now and I'm thinking they are absolutely incredible and really unique. Is it paint? Is it pen? Like, what is it?
It's paint. So they look like this. So they're a little A6 postcard size illustration. They all kind of come out in the same layout. They're done with watercolor, so it's really fast drying, very easy to use and transport. And then sometimes couples can also choose to customize the background. So this is for a wedding I'm doing in France, and this is the chateau where they're getting married. So I've added that as an add-on in the background for them.
Far out. And is that sort of like an upgrade? It's additional costings for some of those offerings and things like that?
It can be an upgrade, or it's included in some of the longer packages that I offer.
Yeah. Wow. What's on the horizon for Charlotte then? How do we see 2026, 2027?
2026 is looking like it's going to be another big year of just illustrating for weddings.
Yeah.
If Europe goes well, I would like to explore the potential of maybe doing it again next year or maybe for another country. Yeah. Get a lot of inquiries from the US.
Wow.
So, I'd like to explore that idea.
Yeah.
It's just another big year.
Yeah, that's awesome. Did you ever foresee it becoming like this? Did you ever have the vision that you'll be in Europe next year, that you've got inquiries from the US?
Not at all.
Yeah.
I actually started this doing my honours in biomedicine.
Wow.
And because I'd always done art, I thought, oh, I'll do this in the summer because I was really burnt out and not liking the space I was in. So I thought I'll do something creative in the summer and I'll get to enjoy my summer doing some artwork. So I started advertising it, and yeah, it kind of just happened. And I thought it would be just a summer thing, and now it's my life.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
In terms of business then, as a vendor, as a supplier within the wedding industry, that's so delicate. How did you come to the position to run this as a business?
I'm not sure. I think I used to work in the hospitality space in weddings, so I was already familiar with how a wedding day runs,
Great.
what it kind of looks like behind the scenes. And I had seen this be done before in other countries and states, so I just decided to put my own spin on it for Adelaide. And
Yeah.
I was already exposed to weddings, so
Yeah, wow.
yeah.
And is it Charlotte behind the scenes doing all the numbers and the bookings and the admin?
Yeah, I wear all the hats.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as do most vendors
Yeah.
in the industry, isn't it? Tell us about some memorable moments maybe, or some hero moments from maybe the season just gone.
There's loads. I just love the reactions from all of the guests and even the couples after their wedding day has passed, how happy they are and how
Yeah.
happy their guests were with their portraits that they get to take home.
Yeah,
One thing that has really stuck with me recently, I did a wedding and the bride's family live overseas.
yeah.
And so every time the bride's dad FaceTimes the bride, he shows her his portrait framed on his desk
Wow.
every single time, which is really sweet.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Tell us a little bit more about Charlotte and some of your hobbies and interests.
I just like watching movies and hanging out with my dog. And yeah, I just paint when I have free time. I'm always painting if it's for clients or just for myself. I'm just always hanging out in the studio with
Yeah.
some Disney tunes or Taylor Swift, just painting away.
Yeah, wow. Do you find that you're often at weddings that are fairly similar in terms of the environment, the venue, or do you find that you're getting booked by couples that are just really unique in their own right and at different locations, different budgets?
Yeah, I've seen loads of different types of weddings actually. A lot of them are very consistent that the bride and groom or the couple, the couple getting married, they're really sentimental people and they really value their friends and family. So that's very consistent across all weddings. But I've been to big weddings with chandeliers and loads of florals, but I've also been to some backyard weddings, just very low-key elopements with more micro weddings.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's loads of different types.
Wow.
Yeah.
What would you say are one of the most challenging elements of being a part of the industry?
The industry itself or like my part?
Yeah, I reckon let's go your part.
Large weddings with a large number of guests. I tell the couple beforehand how many guests I can paint in the hours that they've booked me for. But still, there are some big weddings where it's a bit stressful at times trying to paint every single guest, making sure no one misses out.
Yeah. Have you ever ran out of time?
Plenty of times, especially when there've been like 200 plus guests at weddings. I usually paint a maximum about 120 people in one night, which is about 6 hours. But weddings don't usually go longer than that. So there are some people that miss out.
Yeah, wow.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. But that just goes to show the sheer demand when people see the product there in front of them and they want that. I know that I had the pleasure of seeing you at a wedding and thinking, hey, selfishly, I'd want some of myself or the team, and we have to join that line or that queue, and you're just flat out, which is incredible because they are beautiful pieces and a really nice touch and a nice addition to a wedding and to a special event, don't you think?
Yeah, I really like them. It's
Beautiful.
special.
Well, Charlotte, so many people are going to have the opportunity to sit in this seat, and it's great to have a collective of people from different areas of the industry. But something that I want to share with you from one of the other vendors and see how this makes you feel. Your most unhappy customers are your greatest source of learning. What do you think about that?
I agree. Sometimes it's difficult to take a look at yourself and admit or take accountability for things that you may not have done very well. But I guess from a business point of view, if you're not learning or taking on that feedback, how will you grow?
Yeah, wow, wise. And only been in the industry for 18 months and still growing. Have you got anything to share for the next person that sits in that seat, perhaps?
Got a few words of wisdom. Say yes to opportunities that make you usually feel uncomfortable.
Wow. Yeah. Great. Charlotte, thank you so much for coming down, sharing with us what you do, and wish you all the best on your journey overseas and in Europe, and safe travels, and look forward to seeing you again out there in the field.
Thanks for having me.
Travis, thank you so much for coming down. Really excited, particularly to have you in, well known within the industry, really sitting right up there. But tell us about yourself. Tell us about Travis and Benny.
Travis and Benny, gosh, I think I've been doing photography or wedding photography now for say 10 years or so, and started out like most photographers where it was like Travis Cornish photography. And it got to a point where I was getting asked a lot to do weddings, and the dates were doubling up, and that's sort of a point where you think, I need someone else to do it with me. I was introduced to a guy named Benny through a mutual friend, and he was doing some weddings for me, I guess. And then he just threw up the idea, like, should we get together and do this?
Yeah.
And from there, after like normal business discussions about who's responsible for what, and the typical, back and forth. But yeah, we just did an easy 50-50 split, and then just made sure we both shot as much as the other person did, and then went from there. So now that's been probably about 8 years of the 10 years has been Travis and Benny, until he exited a couple of years ago.
Wow.
Because of all the Corona stuff. But it was like the best exit of two people.
Yeah.
Like he shot my wedding still, like a year or two later. Like we're really good friends. We just moved house on the weekend. He popped over on Sunday for like 3 hours to help me unbox. So like we exited, and we're still really good friends. So.
Yeah, beautiful.
He's a good bloke.
Beautiful. And tell us a little bit more about how you kind of position yourself within that photography space, which is so, let's say, saturated. How do you position yourself in there? How do you sit?
Yeah, I think that we're fairly middle ground. I think that when I talk to my guys who subcontract to me, I tell them a lot about, you can have all the gear, but if you don't have the personality, I think it is really lost.
Yeah.
And I think that there's a big breakdown of, like, say, maybe it's not 50-50, but you need to have a really good personality, be able to be affable and get along with people and have fun.
Yeah.
I refer to us as professionally casual.
Yeah.
So we're professional, we know what we're doing.
Cool.
I can do it with my eyes closed. But if the couple aren't having fun, then it's a shit show. You know what I mean? Like, there's already an expectation. If you're like hiring a wedding photographer, videographer, a celebrant, you're like, okay, number one, they know what they're doing. Yeah. But it's now the experience that you give them throughout that process. And that's everything from your initial contact with emails and how quickly you reply. Yeah. And just being prompt enough on that, and just giving them a good service and experience. I feel that, the cameras do a lot of good work. You need to know how to use it. But if you're a bit of a dick, you're not going to get much work.
True. True. No, so true. You've been experienced 8 plus years. You're going to wear so many hats within that. Walk us through a typical day and the responsibilities that you have, maybe before, maybe on the day with you or with the team. Yeah,
on a wedding day, I'm like really systematic. German heritage, very systematic, very rigorous, very laid out, so I can charge everything I need for a day at once. I've bought enough chargers for the batteries or the memory cards. Everything's ready to roll. I have my systems in the morning. My memory cards are numbered, like the whole show. Throughout the day, I'll back up as I need and change around. But yeah, I think that it comes down to good planning of the day with a run sheet, communicating with the couple, how the day is going to go, because they don't really have much of an idea, obviously, and the time you need. Like, even sometimes we'll get a wedding planner that has written like the morning run, and there are a lot of really good wedding planners out there, and some of them just don't know the timing, so they'll give it to us, and we're like, this is a shit show. Yeah, like, you've given us 45 minutes. Like, she's not going to be able to get in that dress in that time, and it's just going to be, So anyway, it just comes down to communicating with everyone, and even in the morning, telling the boys, like, right, we've got an hour. This is what that looks like. and this is what we'll accomplish in that time.
Yeah.
If anyone's being a bit slow, we politely remind them like, hey, let's get a wriggle on because. So we always got to remind the couple, I think, the why to your suggestion.
Yeah.
Because it's not like, hey, speed up. Not because I'm being annoying. It's because like you're going to miss this or that. Or
Yeah, sure.
we need to leave at 2:00.
Yeah.
I know you're leaving at 3, but we need to leave at 2 because we need to get there well before.
Yeah.
Because it starts at 3:30.
Yeah.
We need to set up. We've got audio and this and that, so then they understand those sort of things.
Yeah.
But besides that, yeah, it's just working with a good teammate. We've all worked with someone, who's not maybe part of your immediate team.
Yeah.
And they're a bit shit. I think videographers, I think it's more bad photographers than there are videographers. I think videographers are generally quieter.
Yeah.
They just do their thing.
Yeah.
But every now and then I'll work with someone who we don't usually work with.
Sure.
The video thing, and most of them are good, but sometimes you're like, oh man, where have you fucking been?
Yeah, yeah. And that experience does play a part, and I guess that's what
Yeah.
people are getting from you, from your brand, from your team.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
that experience? It comes from yourself, watered down right through, infectious into
Yeah.
what you expect maybe from your team or contractors, like you said. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. It's easy to spot someone who doesn't have the experience, and everyone's got to start. Everyone's got to learn. Everyone's got to do those things. And I think anyone coming into any space or any industry, you got to understand that you don't know everything yet, and and you just can't. You can't speed that time up much. You just need time in the market to run into troubles and problems and to fix them quickly.
Sure.
We don't get that. If you're here editing, or if we're editing photos and there's a drama with something, we've got time to work it out.
Yeah.
But on the day, it's all time sensitive.
So true. So true.
And you're in front of the couple, so you can't shoot yourself.
What sets you apart from, say, other photographers? What's kind of like a unique offering or selling point that you might showcase for yourself?
Yeah, I think that the feedback we get, I think like I make sure people enjoy themselves. I really make sure I get some good laughs. I've got some, one-liners or jokes or things that I'll muck around with during the day that I've generally found to be winners.
Yep.
I can reuse them. But your energy, I think, rubs off on them a lot. And we can shoot, I can shoot 50 or so weddings a year, and the team will shoot another X amount as well. We'll do maybe over 100 a year.
Yeah, wow.
And like the biggest week I've ever had was a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday wedding. And I think I shot 22,000 photos or something in like 4 days.
Yeah.
It was fucked. You need to have systems with that. And the person on the Sunday still gets the same trav as the person on the Thursday.
Yeah.
And because I accepted those 4 jobs, it's on me to deliver that service. And the service is energetic, and excited for them. Like, even if I did a wedding yesterday, the person today, it's still their wedding day.
Yeah.
And they've been waiting for years for this moment. They've been together for this song. They have all the same stresses.
Great.
So if I don't bring that to the table, bring that energy and bring that shared excitement for them, then I'm probably not doing them, a good service. Yeah. Because it's not a job, I think that there's 3 different levels of people in any career where you see it as a job, you go to work. You see it as a career, something a bit more longevity, or you see it as a lifestyle. And the moment that you start acting and feeling like it is your lifestyle, then your mindset and your delivery will change, I think, because it doesn't become work anymore. Like coming here this isn't work. It was fucking fun. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care. It's like, we'll make time for this because it's cool, because it's a lifestyle, and Ben, my office guy, we're not counting the hours and we'll just work it out. It was a no-brainer, because it's a lifestyle.
Yeah, beautiful.
That's how you can give the best delivery, I think, and experience to the wedding, to the wedding day.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic. What would you say contributes to some of the success of Travis and Benny or yourself over the years? What is one of the leading assets do you think has played a part?
I think that, I don't know. I'm a pretty busy person, very. I like working a lot of hours and doing a lot of things. I get up at like 4:15 in the morning, go to the gym, go to 2 different gyms.
Wow.
I'll go to work, and then I'm a hairdresser full time, so I cut hair and do all that. I think that it's longevity in the market, and it's being consistent. Yeah, consistency probably, and learning as quick as you can. Yeah, and you'll fail a lot when you do that, but when you reach failure or you find a failure, that means that you are obviously experiencing another teaching moment that you haven't been before. So it does grow you in that way.
Yeah.
So I think the success is only attributed to my inability to stop or my inability to give up or take no for an answer.
Yeah.
Like I just really don't, you have to wear lots of hats, if you say. So taking a photo is such a small part of it because you got all the back end. Like I'm very good at social media ads or reels or editing and all those sort of things, and like caption writing.
Yeah.
All that sort of stuff, getting into scheduling and then further back into accounting and making sure the money lines up and, not being afraid to spend money.
Yeah.
Because you've got a lot of gear and being scared to invest that money in certain things that you absolutely need to get started. The first camera I ever bought was like a 5D Mark III.
Nice.
And a 50mm L series 1.2.
Tell us about some of the hero moments, being in for so many years. Surely there's some memorable moments along the way that stand out. Tell us about some standout moments.
Well, we joined ABIA a little while ago, and we've won, I think probably four awards with them, which is really cool. And some people, like or dislike ABIA, but I think that anything that promotes the wedding industry is pretty cool. So, we won the state award for SA a couple of times and the national one twice as well.
Awesome.
And they were very, very cool, but it is only just a reflection of our commitment to the couples.
Yeah.
It is all about the couples. To me, I think that going into that space very wrong or with the wrong mindset if you think it's anything about you.
And ABIA is built on the testimonials, for those that are unaware of what that is, built on the testimonials of the couples.
Of the couple only, And the thing is as well, like, they have to obviously, vote for you and whatever. And, like, especially the groom, like, let's be honest, the bride sorts out most of the day. So the groom's just, like, not really, aware of all these things. But there's, the systems and everything in place. So when we delivered their gallery with all the photos and everything, we would wait a day or two, send a separate email. Yeah. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed it. 'Cause now they're all loved up. They're excited because they've just seen their photos. Would you mind doing a little review? Send it to her, send it to him. Yeah. Those sort of things. And we were very rigorous with that. We had a system. Because when we would send the gallery, then we'd send the reviews. Sure. And that's how, and not everyone would do it, but we wouldn't take no for an answer. We just keep doing it. Yeah. But besides that, I mean, awards are like whatever. It's cool and sure, but I think the most rewarding thing comes from most weddings, really. It's cool when you get not just the bride and groom, or so the couple, because it'd be bride, groom, whoever it is. Yeah. But the couple coming to you and saying, like, what a great day, thank you so much, and everyone gives you a hug and stuff. But when the mum or the dad, or like, the bridal party are commenting, we were leaving. Where were we leaving the other day? Mount Bear, and that groomsman. He was charged up, but he was just like, he couldn't. He's like, mate, if I was gay, you'd be in trouble.
That's the best comment you can get.
Yeah, I know.
That's the honour.
Yeah. Oh, it's just like, absolutely, let's roll.
What's some exciting parts ahead for Travis or for Travis and Benny?
Oof. Travis and Benny, I think that maybe similar to you guys, where we've got a great team. We have probably eight or so people that work with us. We have a full-time office manager and stuff, which I highly recommend. Which I don't understand people who do like the wedding space solo. That's their only gig. Yep. And they still struggle to get stuff done. Which is weird. But anyway, because I have all these other things I'm doing, that my office manager is great with that. But for us, we expanded into maybe more commercial stuff as far as like photo and video with that. We've got a studio at my salon now, doing headshots, doing product shots, doing video. We had a fitness model in the other day, Kalita. She's awesome. So we did a video with her to camera. We've got, all those things to do that. We have 5 different backdrops and blah, blah, blah. But besides that, I think it's just strengthening the team as well. Got to listen to the team and what they need and what they want. Yeah. Which is easy to know, but we do get a lot of people maybe reaching out to us. Yeah. To want to come and, be part of the team maybe, but. Yeah, great. Which is good and bad, but I'm very picky because they represent the brand, just like you guys would know. Yeah. And so it's more like a vibe check. You know, if we meet with them and they're very shy and quiet, it's not the personality. Yeah. It just can't be, because when someone hires Travis and Benny weddings, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know, so you want to bring your A game.
We know it's not necessarily a regulated industry to be a part of.
Yeah.
What would you say that you'd like to see, maybe from a photography or video perspective?
Yeah, that's a good point. I think it just comes down to some of the horror stories that you hear with either people pulling out last minute or people not getting their assets.
Yeah.
You know, the photo, like, this is someone's wedding day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of money and there's a lot of emotion in there as well. And so you're dealing with a lot of that. And if you, like, I've known people who have given us some really, really shitty raws, like video raws anyway, to try and put together because they just weren't getting it from the person who shot it.
Yeah.
And they happened to get the raws and because it had been 6 months or, you know, and they just weren't doing it. So I think there needs to be some form of, not recourse, but, you know, like
accountability or some sort of standard.
Yeah, but that goes with any business. Like, you know, we just finished building a house and like the first guy that was building ours like fucked us over in a big way. And like, you know, he just wraps up shop and walks away with hundreds of thousands of dollars of so many people's money.
Yep.
And there's nothing you can do because the entity's closed, you know.
Sure.
So like, the people are buying it. I think that you just have to have a, you know, an empathetic side of you. It's not just a business. You're not going in there to do photos and you're a robot. Yeah, I think don't be a celebrant or a DJ or, you know, any of those things in that space because you are dealing with some pretty, you know, there's a lot of money and there's a lot of emotions, a lot of things riding on that day. You got 100 odd people coming together for a very expensive day. You know, so you need to bring your A game, and no one gives a fuck if you shot one yesterday or the day before. Yeah. No one gave any fucks at all if you had a big night or if you're not feeling it. Like, it just doesn't matter at all.
From a couple's perspective then, and the journey that they go through, tell us about that, where they begin, you know, and how they end up.
Yeah, huge process. And my biggest tip whenever I'm talking to couples is always just to write a list and just make sure, because you can have a lot of, you know, florist or cake or venue and all these sort of things, write them all down and then you can slowly work through them. Otherwise it's overloading. And when you're going to pick your, you know, photographer, videographer team or celebrant or whoever, especially like photo, video and celebrant, I think, because you are with them a lot. Yeah. Especially us, right? The photo, video guys, we're there from morning till night. We're like, we know the day better than pretty well anyone else in it. The first thing we do is, you know, they would inquire with us obviously via social media or the website or something like that. We'll give them a call or send them an email back real quick. Within 24 hours, we like to. And then we jump on a call real quick with them and get a vibe check. You know, like when Ben or I are calling them, we make sure we are, you know, fairly energetic. We make sure we know that we're talking to them about their wedding. Yep. And we go through the day a bit and what they're after. Because at the end of the day, like, two people getting married is what it is. Yep. You know what I mean? But it's the intricacies of them that make it theirs. And that's what we're here to capture, you know, because if we don't know those specifics, like, oh, it's, you know, my grandpa, you know, means a lot to me in this regard for X, Y, and Z, you know, so we make sure that's tailored to them. So we want to hear about their day and what makes it personal for them. So then we can make sure we take the time to write those notes and to accomplish that on the day. Yeah. And then with us, we once everyone's like, yep, let's lock you in, green light, we'll send them the run sheets and the contracts and deposit invoice and all that sort of stuff. And we break up our payments into 3 payments, which is cool. Yep. So we'll sort of break the total amount into 3s, and in a month, you know, 1/3, and then about 5-6 months out. Sure. The middle one, and then about a week before. Yeah. The last one. So it's a bit snackable. Yeah. So it's not just like, and here's 10.
And do they know who's going to be shooting with them on the day? You mentioned you've got a team. How does that work?
Yeah. I've heard some horror stories before where people just, you know, you get to some big team, and this is what I really don't want, because weddings are super personal. And so if I'm calling them, but I might not be shooting it, that's one of the first words out of my mouth. Like, I'm calling on behalf of, you know, our guy Eman or Seb or our girl Ellie or whoever. And I'm just doing a quick intro. Yeah. Just sort of showing face as well, because I feel that as the owner, I think it's nice to talk to as many as I can. Yeah. But I will certainly say your video person's Ben and your photographer is Seb or Eman or whatever, and I'm going to CC you guys in and get you contacted up. You'll know who's shooting your day. Great. And then from there, I handle them and sort of guide them into a nice little CC'd email with everyone. Everyone says hi, they jump on a phone call, and then from there it's sort of off with them and and the photographer will let us know
Yeah,
to
great.
do the rest. But absolutely, it's a personal day.
Yep.
You don't want some random rocking up, and you want to be able to talk to your photo video team before the day.
Yeah.
You want to get along because the
Yeah.
vibe check. You don't
That's
want just
key.
some random. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is key because we're with you for so long.
Yeah.
If you don't get along with them, fuck, it'd be a shitty day.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we don't have those people that work for us, so.
And in terms of your offerings, in a nutshell,
Yeah.
photo, video, tell us a little bit more just about the offerings there.
Packages and stuff. So our sort of top tier, we call it just a gold package, where we have just a full day photo and video, just 2 humans all day, and you get sort of videos is like a 10 to 15 minute cinematic with a speeches film and a ceremony film, on static cameras.
Yep.
And then in photography, covered morning till night, till dance floor, and you'll get however many good photos there are. Probably, I'll usually take sort of 5,500 photos on a wedding day.
Yeah.
Then we'll cull through the best photos. And that ends up probably around 800-ish.
Yeah.
We'll edit all them, and
Yeah.
everything's delivered via online gallery, of course. So then you can download them, do whatever. No watermarks.
Yeah.
None of that shit. I tell a lot of people because they, and there are watermarks I have to pay for downloading.
Yeah.
Fuck no, you've already paid for it. Like, this is your wedding. Like, here's your photos. Like, enjoy it.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want, and it's all linked in with Atkins, so they can print it.
Okay, great.
And do whatever. Really, really simple. All online.
Yeah.
You can obviously download the whole thing, put it on
Yeah,
your computer. The normal stuff, and then from there our packages go down to maybe like less videos in the video package. So you just get a cinematic.
Yeah.
You won't get the ceremony and speeches.
Sure.
And then down to just like a full day photography coverage. We don't like to do too many like 6 hours or less days.
Sure.
But usually we just do full days. But
great.
We've customized plenty of
What
times.
are some of the either favorite locations or venues that you've shot at?
Yeah, I love that. I think like wineries are certainly my favorite. I think it's just becoming the norm. And there's some lovely venues out there. Beresford down in McLaren Vale's a really lovely spot as well. You've got Woodstock and a few other places like Serafino's and Chapel Hill and White Hill Estate, is it?
Yeah.
Just some really cool ones down there. But then there's some smaller ones down the coast and further down south. I don't do too much Barossa way.
Yeah.
But again, winery is always cool. But you get the big Greek Orthodox days as well sometimes, and they'll go into the city and we'll go to a bar, and then we'll go to Flinders Street. We'll get a bit edgy, or of course Botanic Gardens. Yeah, Botanic Gardens is great, just because I think you have a lot of like you walk 20 meters and it like
so many different locations.
It just looks completely fucking different. Yeah, like every 20-30 meters is something different. So it's good. Adelaide's great because it's so close. You know, everything's quite accessible. It's just the timing that people sometimes fuck up, where they're like, oh, we're at this place and we'll take some photos here, so we'll allow like 20 minutes, and to get a bridal party into a limo and then to drive there, and then for the bridal party to get out and to fluff yourself and get all ready, there's 20 minutes done, we're not even shooting yet, know, so it's managing expectations. It comes down to planning though.
For sure, everything does. You mentioned just prior there, you go to the gym a few times in the morning and looking after yourself. How do you deal with pressure? Because being a photographer is probably one of the most stressful positions on the day, let's be honest as well. And there's a lot riding on that to help manufacture maybe some moments or help carry the day, the timeline, scheduling. How does Travis himself deal with the pressure? The clean version.
Oh, well, let me think about it. The clean version, the pressure. Look, it comes down to experience, and I think that my experience in business and stuff has really helped over time. And I manage people in the salon, and we've had plenty of hairy moments there. Don't get me started. And then, so on a wedding day, sure, it's not that you get used to it. You just get better at dealing with it. Like suddenly you have, a problem, which is, the other day, I think one of my cameras was fucking up. I can't remember what it was. And I wanted to, it was like a, 24 mil, it was just a wide shot. I was like, well, fuck it. Instead of fucking around with it, I'm just going to switch my other camera. And it happens to be a 50 mil, but now I'm doing a portrait or whatever. And I'll deal with that in a minute. And then maybe the way to cope through that as well, especially when I was earlier, and trying to work things out, I would say, I'm just going to swap a lens. Just give me a minute, just going to jump to my bag, just swap a lens quickly or whatever.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm not swapping a lens. I'm just like, fuck. What am I doing here?
Taking a moment.
Yeah, but also, taking a moment for yourself to breathe. And I think trying to slow it down. But it's hard because especially the most intimidating thing, especially when I started, is when you have the couple and yourself and you're the only one talking and they're just listening. You're like, okay, guys, let's go belly to belly. Let's start off. Let's, little hand here. Cool. Looks good. And then you're like, no, fuck. And then you need to say, okay, move your hand this way, or should we walk? Or you got to get better at communicating.
Great.
When that flows, it's good. So unfortunately, the answer is just fucking get yourself in as many of those hairy moments as you can.
Yeah.
And just breathe through it. But I used to rehearse a lot in the car, like driving to work. I would rehearse. Yeah, wow. And like pretend the couple was in front of me. Yeah. I would have a shot list in paper form in my bag, and I'm just going to swap a lens if I ran out of ideas. Yeah. Jump back
and
to
just
that.
go down. Yeah.
But I would literally, I would drive to work and talk to myself in my car. And when I started, absolutely. And I would like try to keep it flowing for the whole drive. Sure. And like, and just yell out ideas. Yeah, and do that. And I think as it's evolved, it becomes second nature. Yeah. And even when I get stuck sometimes, you just revert back to complimenting them, of course, because it always makes them feel good. If you get a banger, I actually don't mind showing people the raw at the back, because they're like, holy fuck, I look great. Yeah. And because it's a relaxed space that you're trying to make, it's good. Yeah. It's not a studio that sort of thing. But rehearse, I think, is key. Yeah, yeah. A lot. No, incredible.
Are there any other services or add-ons to your packages or Travis and Benny as a whole that you want to mention?
Yeah, I've had a company now for a couple of years called Never Miss Moments. And it's just it's about $80, right? It's just like an online gallery that you would put on the tables, a little QR code, personal QR code. And it's sort of like a new age version of the Polaroid cameras. Like I love Polaroid cameras. I think they're great. They have their space and they have the old school phones. You can leave audio messages and stuff like that. Sort of stuff is cool. I love that because a lot of Australian weddings are a party and it's mates and it's beers and it's, some bubbles and all that. And so a lot of your guests are going to take photos and videos on their phones throughout the day and throughout the night, especially bridesmaids in the morning and all that as well, dance floor and all that. So, Never Miss Moments. The idea is that we've created an online platform for wedding couples, all their guests, to simply scan a unique QR code that just links them to their online gallery where they can just click upload. Yeah. So photos and videos just go straight into their portal. Yeah. You also have an option to leave like a digital, like just a message or a notebook thing rather than signing at the back there. You can just write a little note from, and then we also have the audio as well. So you can leave an audio message as well. And that's all encompassed in the same package. So for $80, you can get photos, videos, written messages, and audio messages all in one. Then you just download everything at the end of it. And, it's probably the cheapest thing any couple will get for their wedding day. For sure. It's and it's so easy, it's real simple. Just log in and download the QR code and just print as many as you need for your tables, right? But I think we found that super awesome. Some people get like hundreds and hundreds of photos. Yeah, wow. Just the dance floor stuff, behind the scenes stuff. It's like super cool. Some photos are just awesome. So it's way easier than following up and texting everyone and, a WhatsApp group or that sort of shit. So anyway, we've just tried to remove those barriers and awesome. And help out the couples. Yeah.
Never miss moments.
Never miss moments. That's it.
Awesome. So, Travis, I'm going to share something with you just from someone else that's been sitting in the hot seat, and I'd love for you to share maybe with someone else that's about to take some minutes in that seat as well shortly after. But see how this sits with you. The best way to predict future is to create it.
Oof. Love that. Yeah. Be the master of your own destiny. You're only ever one decision away from changing the rest of your life. Do you know what I mean? Like getting up an hour earlier is an hour more every day. Yep. Times 7, we were talking about before getting into sticky situations as much as you can to learn and grow. And there's a saying that is smooth seas never made a skilled sailor. So if you're always in the calm, suddenly like a bit of wind hits those sails and everything goes to shit. So the more you can, I think, press yourself into that outer boundary of comfort zone, the quicker you will learn. And you have to almost be addicted to it a little bit. Yeah. And you get comfortable with that heart racing. And then suddenly your heart races a lot less in situations and you're just, you know, you are the master of that destiny. But yeah, that's good. I like that one.
Yeah, great. Travis, thank you so much for coming down, bringing along a member of the team with you and everything else. We wish you all the best for 2026, 27 and beyond, and the team and the growth, and congratulate you on all the endeavors that you've achieved and everything else, and the accolades and the success. We look forward to seeing you out there in the field, and it was a pleasure having you here today.
Brilliant. Thanks so much for putting up with me. It's been good.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks, dude.